I had an issue with recording or streaming. And I looked for a solution online. I found some, but they didn't quite work. But I came up with my own, recording it on my phone as a webcam via Camo. And then we're gonna jump into my OBS. So what I wanna show you in OBS are a few different settings, so you can select one that will work for you, and then show you how I'm using it, what worked and what didn't work for me. So I got this new screen recommendation from my brother, who's a gamer. Unfortunately, on my desk, I wouldn't be able to fit 2 screens, or maybe 2 small ones. So instead, I went for Ultrawide. You can see OBS there. So it's 34-inch LG Ultragear monitor, gaming monitor. So it's got a higher refresh rate, and I connected it display port to a USB. First things first, obviously it's a wide screen. So now when we're recording or streaming, we usually do 1920 x 1080, so 16:9 resolution, and that didn't work at all. Let me show you. Okay, so the first would be, of course, if we set it up, OBS preferences, and then we set it up to the actual resolution of the screen, which is 3440 x 1440. So that's the wide screen. And then let's say we get the where is it? Screen. That's that, and then we fit to screen. Okay. So as you can see from the screen cap, the Pro Tools is super wide. Now everything looks tiny, and that doesn't really look too great. First, what I've tried was let's use this resolution, the main base resolution of the screen, but output as 1920 x 1080, and see what happens. This one was the base resolution of the screen. So now let me show you preferences. So the base is the same here of the screen, but the output will be scaled down. And as you will see, everything is super squashed. So that obviously didn't work. Then the next solution I found online on Reddit, I'll show you the screenshot. So someone asked about the same question, especially for streaming, and they said, try using a base resolution of 3440 x 1935, which means the base resolution is now 16:9, and then we downscale to 1920 x 1080p, and that's what I've done. So if we go to the OBS video, because I cannot change it when it's recording, so I do it between the cuts. So as you can see, I've changed it here. So 3440 x 1935, 920 x 1080. Cool. Then what we've got to do is we've got to transform center to screen. So as you can see, the problem is that we have these huge bezels, top and bottom, and also the Pro Tools is stretched. So it's not stretched, but it's tiny. You can't really see what's happening when I play it to you. How the streamers deal with it, they usually put some kind of neutral colors with these bezels on top and bottom, or their social media handles. What you can do is you can stretch. Okay, so now we stretched it and everything's stretched and super weird. So that didn't work. So essentially my thinking was I need to capture the screen in 1920 or 1080. So just a bit of the screen. I don't want to capture the whole wide screen. Okay, so we are now in the base resolution again. I'll show you. Okay, because I need to capture the full screen to show you what I've done. So the first solution I found was you've gotta find the app that splits the screen into essentially 2 screens, and it's called OnScreen from LG. So let's find it. On-screen control. So now we split to this second bit. Okay, let me minimize myself, sorry. I'm gonna be a little bit squashed at the moment, but that doesn't matter really. Okay, so you can see OBS on the right side and then Pro Tools on the left. That's cool, but then I don't want to capture all of it because then you have to cut that OBS. So I just want to capture this bit. How to set it up. Now, the first idea, and it was a good idea that I found, was you create a window capture there with properties of that Pro Tools window. So let me show you. And I'm gonna leave the resolution because I wanna explain something to you. And that was a good idea because, as you can see, it would be able, after playing with resolution, which I will tell you in a second, I could capture only that with settings of the output in the video. The problem was when I've done the window capture and then selected my Pro Tools, which is this session, when I've opened plugins, it wouldn't show it. So now I'm opening plugins. I've opened Neutron, I've opened Denoiser. It's not showing it. And just to tell you what I mean by that, let's put the screen up and the window capture off. As you can see, so my plugins are there. Then, but in the window, they're not there. See? We can move. It's moving because it's not capturing. For some reason, it's not capturing the plugins, which is silly because, and it wouldn't work because obviously when I'm doing tutorials, I want to show plugins and how I work with it. Okay, so I need to switch to normal resolution because you wouldn't be able to capture what I want to show you. Essentially, we weren't able to see the plugins popping up because what we've added window captured. And in window capture, if we select Pro Tools, as you can see there, hopefully you can see it, yeah. If you can select Pro Tools, fine, it will show you Pro Tools, then we set our resolution to 1690, it's okay, but it will not show the plugins when they're popping up or other settings. So instead of window capture, you add display capture, and I've added one here. And then in properties, you select crop to window, that's important, and then as window, you select whatever you wanna stream. In my case, here would be, it's not there, but it would be Pro Tools, and then it will only capture Pro Tools, and that's how I capture it. And then of course you've gotta stretch it to the to fill the screen, which I'll show you in a second how to do it. But so that's how you do it. You, again, display capture, add it, then in properties, crop to window, and then select that window. So now we're recording 16:9, and let me show you preferences. So we got the 1920 as our base resolution and 1920 times 1080 as our output. As you can see, there are tiny bezels at the top and the bottom. So how we can fix it is you right click on that window. You won't be able to see it, but in OBS you click on your display, transform, and then stretch to screen. It stretches it slightly, but I think it's okay. And now, if we play and also open the plugins, they work brilliantly. Okay, so that was 1920 times 1080. Let me show you then 2K. So this 2K, technically it's what's called Quad HD, but most monitors use it as 2K, and as you can see, it's working perfectly fine. We can see all the plugins and the windows, and the quality is pretty good. So that happens when we go into 4K, and yeah, so we've got to again transform fit to screen and transform again stretch, and then we go into our webcam and transform, edit, transform, and alignment, bottom. I'll just move it for now. Okay. Okay, it'll be okay for now. And the output is 3840 times 2160, which is 4K. And then we see when we play Pro Tools, I've muted the track so you don't have to hear what's going on. And of course this video will be exported in 1920 1080, meaning you'll downscale from 4K, but that's the quality when we record in 4K. Obviously that's bigger size, but the quality will be bigger upon downscaling and exporting in 1920. Let me make myself a little bit bigger. So again, steps that you've got to do will be, you've got to download OnScreen from LG or any other app that will let you split the screen. Then you split the screen. Get rid of the screen split now. You split the screen. Oh, no. And then you create a new display capture, which is here, display capture. And then in properties, you've got to crop it to the window and the window that you want to stream or record. In my instance, it was Pro Tools, and that's the session, so the name will come up here. Yeah. If you do it as a window capture, then the plugins and additional windows that pop up in the session will not display. If you do a screen capture, they will display. Then in OBS, in your preferences, in the video, you set the base resolution either to 1920 or 2K or 4K, and then the scaled resolution as well. So it's 16 to 9 aspect ratio. And I believe this will work. And then of course you'll have the little bezels on the top, bottom, or the side, depending which resolution you chose, and you can stretch to screen. It will stretch it slightly like it did with Pro Tools, but I think it's a good compromise, working compromise. So that's it. That's the solution I came up with. Obviously not on my own. I had help from internets, but the solutions I found on the internet didn't quite work as well as I wanted it to be, and I found that this is the best, especially when you're trying to record some kind of tutorials. You've got these plugins you want to show, etc. So hopefully maybe this will help for streaming as well. I don't stream. For me, the purpose was to record videos for YouTube, so people can see them and then not mess about with, you know, the widescreen and the bezels and things like that. But thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you later.